What's up, people? What is up? So I want to talk to about The Sound of Freedom. Okay. To me, I have not seen the movie. I'm going to see the movie Friday. And there's so much talk about this with zero, and I mean zero support from the media. I didn't do that because people will take that as a sign, which is just not. It's just me fucking up a zero, but I do it like that. And I'm at an epiphany of insaneness this week of what I believe. And I have not seen the movie. I want to see the movie. I think Jim Caviezel, I don't know if anyone's braver than him in Hollywood. And I'll argue with anyone. I don't know the man. I've never met the man. I'm a fan of his work. If you think he's gone too much into a certain type of movie, whether Christian or right Republican or whatever, I refuse to say right wing. He is the bravest fucking person. Like I said, I'm not a religious person, but every day I'm finding more and more getting into some type of faith because I just see so much evil. There's evil everywhere. He was in Terrence Malick's movies, did a movie with J-Lo. I don't have all his credits, but Jim Caviezel did a lot of movies. He was unabashed in his belief in his faith. Okay, and that turns a lot of people off in a lot of different ways in the world. But, in Hollywood, God forbid if you believe in God. There's a lot of people that do. They don't bring it up. But he was pretty intense about it. People started giving him pushback, and then he goes and Passion of the Christ, fucking unprecedented hit. And now he has this new movie. First of all, the movie, I don't know enough about it, but the little bits I've seen is the movie is based on a guy by the name of Tim Ballard. And it was based on him being a real, rescuer of children, trying to stop human trafficking of children, being sold into horrific circumstances for sex slave, for body parts, just stuff that you just don't ever think about. You just don't ever. This is just stuff that you never want to even think about. This is just evil. There's just nothing else to say. It's just pure, unconscionable, just cold, just dead inside evil. Just basically monetizing another human being's life and giving no care about it whatsoever. But then a child, it's the word. The children are the most precious thing on the planet. They're defenseless. Anybody who has a dog or a cat and you go, animals are defenseless, which they are, but children are even more defenseless. So the number one hierarchy on the planet, if you have any common sense, is children. Let's just start there of pure innocence and hope, wonderfulness. A child represents the absolute specialness that what we are, that we're allowed, that when you see a child and it's pure, innocent being, I'm trying to say the right words, that is literally a reflection of the miracle of our lives. Wow, that's the best thing on earth of okay, there's pure innocence and goodness represented in this being. And anybody to try to harm them is just pure evil. Pure evil, take advantage of them, pure evil. They're just fucking evil. And so somebody upstairs freaking Jim Caviezel does this movie. I think Mel Gibson was executive producer. Mel Gibson might be the second most bravest man in Hollywood. Yeah, I know he's made I'd love to get him on here. I know he's said a lot of things. You know what he said. I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to give power to that, but he also worked with a lot of people that he said stuff about that said he made a mistake, and he admitted he made a mistake. So if Hunter Biden gets a pass from The View for being in the throes of addiction when he got his dead brother's sister pregnant, I think Mel Gibson should get a pass for leaving Tony Tavernas when he's fucking 3/4 of a bottle of vodka in and hollering at a cop, right? If Hunter Biden is getting a pass, which The View does, and I have the clips of saying he's in the throes of addiction, Mel Gibson should also get the pass. But that's not what this is about. This is about there's so many things I had to try to talk about it in the simplest way. What is our job as artists? Well, commerce, entertain, all of that stuff. Sure, make money, become a star. That's not our job. That's our own self-fulfilling, narcissistic endeavors. Like, that's why we get into business, because we're narcissists, right? People in Hollywood are narcissists. Do not listen to anyone who tells you anything different. They are narcissists. And that's okay, because narcissist isn't always a bad thing. I am a narcissist, okay? I am a narcissist. I believe I'm always right. I believe that I know more than most people, and I believe I can do it myself. But I'm a narcissist with a conscience. I'm a narcissist who knew what he wanted in life, and I'm a narcissist with drive, complete work ethic, and I stick to it. I'm a narcissist, unrelenting until I get what I want. And I'm also insecure, because if I wasn't insecure, I would have been married a long time ago and had, a wife and a nice normal job, and I wouldn't have needed to roam. Now, maybe that's some insecurity, or maybe I'm an adventurer, which I am, but I'm also like, why do I stand on stage and talk to people every night? Because I'm a narcissist. I believe what I have to say is important. But, like I said, if it doesn't go well, I'm insecure that you hate me. And I need that validation. Not as much as I did early in my life. I'm much more comfortable in my own skin. But for a while, audiences made or broke me. And why am I telling you that? Because I'm not that bad of a narcissist if I can admit that. And I can truly tell you that's who I am. And I can tell you that most people in Hollywood are like that. There's a lot of but actually a lot of people are psychopaths, and they have no empathy. There's a lot of unempathetic people in Hollywood. Unfortunately, in the world, I'm seeing it more and more every day. So, first of all, anyone who comes into Hollywood and acts better than them or acts holier than them and all that, those are people that are just complete pussies. I can't say the words I want to say, but they're pussies, and they don't really have anything offered to the world. So why am I kind of giving you this backstory? Because making a movie, making a TV show, making an album, whatever we do, let's just say making a film. This is about Hollywood. This is Hollywood is about the movie business. It's the number one thing. It's the movie business. And films, the greatest films are about something. And the greatest films shine something on the light that's a narrative, in a narrative way, to expose it, to alert the world, and then to help maybe bring awareness so it will change. So all that being said is human trafficking of children would, to me, be the number one movie topic that Hollywood should be making, right? Not the fifth installment of an amazing and adventurous octogenarian who's looking for the Ark of the Covenant again, which I love all those. I love them all. I'm just saying, right? Not about 6 elements that are cartoon made that go in a cartoon land. Not another reboot of the Ninja Turtles, which is great. I love this stuff, okay? But it's not being treated fairly. Not, a romantic comedy. Not, a movie about robots that turn into cars and save the planet. No. Those are all fine if you want to sit down and numb your mind for 2 hours, and who knows what messages are in there. That's what I'm starting to believe. A movie about sex trafficking, about murder and trafficking based on a real person. You can look at the news. 60 Minutes did a interview with him 9 years ago. It's made by a legacy star, Mel Gibson, a new director. I don't know who he is. Jim Caviezel, a big movie star. He's a bigger movie star than most people because he gets no help, zero help. And his movies kill it. Not just make money, kill it. What does that tell you? Forget Christian, religious, Republican, right-wing. Forget QAnon, all this other bullshit. Just talk about one thing. Be smart enough here to understand human trafficking of children. That right there. That's the subject. The biggest filmmakers, every auteur in Hollywood should attack this subject. Do you agree? Is it not the most fucking terrible tragedy going on in our world? Is there anything worse than the absolute terrorizing of children? Like I said, like that is the most innocent, pure thing, and the worst thing that could ever happen to them. That is a movie that would be hard to make, but the story should be told based off a real person. So that being said, not only does Hollywood not want to make it, Hollywood didn't make it. And then the movie comes out against Hollywood legacy property. You could argue that Indiana Jones is one of the early births of the summer tentpole franchise. Jaws was the first, really, but this was 6 years later when the first one came out. And like I said, I love those movies. I could watch them all. They're amazing. But that's not what this is about. This is about a changing of the mindset, a shifting of the guard, and a complete fucking hypocrisy of this town that is really giving me a moment of clarity that is really might change the course of my life. Because you can say whatever you want about me, but I am me, okay? And I've been in this business for 32 years. And I've done a lot of things. And for the first time in my life, I'm absolutely disgusted with this business. I'm absolutely disgusted. The movie was made independently, made by a legacy star, starring a huge star. They all were trying, people try to malign them, okay, about the most important topic. Comes out on the 4th of July in the summer. During these fucking crazy fucking times. More alien talk than ever. Fucking, new variant coming out. Banks are going to collapse, they say. Real estate office market's going to go down. And then this movie comes out against Disney, against Pixar, against fucking, fucking Marvel. And it's killing it. That in itself is amazing. But Rolling Stone, CNN, The Guardian, The Daily Beast, all of these things are literally maligning the movie, saying, it's right-wing conspiracy, QAnon, all of this shit. Okay, so you could say maybe there's some people that from the right wing that like the movie. Okay. You could say that there's QAnon people in boards in the chat rooms that believe some of the stuff in the movie. Yeah, but okay, sure, fine. Just put that aside. Don't throw out the baby, literally, with the bathwater. Literally. Like, literally. The topic of the movie is the most important thing in the world. Do you know that the Super Bowl is, they say, the biggest human trafficking event in the world? Did you know that? Look it up. Do you know when you go to Atlanta, over the loudspeakers, there's a human trafficking thing? If you see any suspicious behavior, because here in Atlanta, we fight human trafficking. It says that, which almost could go one of two ways. Like, they're amazing, or they're like, yo, these are the checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? They are trying to say this doesn't exist. These fucking nerds, MSNBC, these nerds, these absolute fucking evil nerds. Like, seriously, they are trying to discredit, like, it's about trafficking of children. What the fuck else do you need? Just to be like, hey, man, I don't like the people involved. I don't like the fucking how I was born or whatever. But, yo, this was a real guy, and it's a fucking good subject to tackle, right? It's the best subject. It's a brave subject. The Academy should be lining up for this. And go on TikTok. Tons of people are saying air conditionings are not working. They're saying the movie's sold out, and they show up, and the movie theater's empty, and they go in. People buying a ticket for that movie and crediting it to another movie, and they're like, I bought it to that movie. Tons of people saying, oh, the lights went out, the projector's broken. There's tons of it. It's all conspiracy, all fucking 30 videos I've watched. What the fuck is, if you oppose someone it's not that how many movies come out that people don't like and they just shit on it or whatever and they move away? When has the mainstream ever actively went out of their way to malign and derail and to fucking push off a movie? When? Tell me. When have they actively tried to discredit a movie? Especially about this. Say whatever you want. You don't like all the people involved. Whatever. You could say it's the most darkest, intense topic. The woman who I posted, Miriam said it perfectly. I'm just fucking echoing that. Is that all Hollywood, all these streamers and all these studios make movies a fucked up subject. Horror movies, fucking over the top sex shit, boring, historical dramas at times. Here's a movie about something that's really happening. You can look up groups of fucking kids going missing. You can look at different things and different border, all this shit. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want, not only want to talk about it, they want to malign it. They want to malign it. What does that tell you? It tells you that they're getting orders somewhere. Or the young brainwashed writers, some of them are like, because they're not, the boss, nothing is going to go out of their newsfeed without approval. So either the idea was like, write something about that and talk about how this is bullshit, or, hey, this movie came out, I got to talk about it. And they're like, yeah. And then they got to turn that in. They just can't post it. Any controlled media has to get approval before it goes out by the owner of the media. I'm telling you right now, this is so sus that you didn't kill conspiracies. You've just cemented it. You gold-plated them. You platinumized it. Now, why am I talking about it, right? Why the fuck am I talking about it? Okay, let's look at my career, right? I gave you great escapism, Scream, amazing, cool retelling of movies with Romeo and Juliet I've been in, awesome escapism comedy that comments on race in Malibu's, fun throwback comedy, kicking it old school. My show, The Jamie Kennedy Experiment. There's all points to what I've done, but basically a lot of it. Ghost Whisperer, great, escapism. Tremors, fun, escapism, right? Why, I've done fucking my movies, comedy movies, stand-up comedy specials. Why am I talking about this? Me. Like, I shouldn't be talking about this, right? I should just be, like, auditioning for pilots. Like, what pilots? Or trying to make, a low-budget, TNA comedy. What? It's impossible to make things right now. And it's about to be. Why am I talking about it? Because I can't not. I can't not talk about it. Like, all this shit has gotten so bad and so weird that it's affecting me. And you like me because it affects me. That's why I made Heckler. I was affected. It was a work of me being emotionally driven to make that movie. That's why I made Heckler. And a lot of people like that movie. And there's other people that hate that movie, but they really aren't emotionally invested in their lives. And that's the same with this. I am emotionally, why am I talking to you right now? Because I'm compelled to tell you that the fact that I'm talking about it is insane. Shouldn't our greatest, darkest actors and writers, shouldn't the writers leave the picket line for a minute and stop worrying about their 12-room writer's room and some talk about this? Shouldn't the actors, shouldn't the president of SAG not take a picture with Kim Kardashian? And I love Fran, but taking a picture in Italy while strike looms when this movie, shouldn't they comment about it? Shouldn't they? Shouldn't all these people in these big positions? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Oh, I don't know why. Maybe because I feel something? Why else? Because I really feel that this is my new journey. It doesn't behoove me. It doesn't really help me to talk about this stuff. I don't need to talk about it. I can do comedy gigs every weekend, do cons, and do movies here and there that these, offers come in. Some, independent movies, low budget independents. I could do that. I could never have a comment, never have a belief of anything, never let my beliefs be known, and just do it and never, ever get involved. But I'm so insanely sick of the absolute lies, brainwashing, idiocracy, and quite frankly, blocking of the truth in different avenues of our world that I cannot stand it anymore. I want to go and just cut a swath of truth. And we all know the rumblings that they say about Hollywood and DC. We all know the rabbit holes. I think the genie's out of the bottle. The geysers are springing up everywhere. I think a lot of the people in the world are getting hip to this shit. And I think that people are together talking peer to peer going, was this your experience? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? And it's just bubbling up. And I think that it's reaching a tipping point where everyone is going to be like, oh, people that are like jerking off to like Major League Baseball players' salaries are soon going to be crushed by people that actually care about real things. And they're not going to worry about stats about a fucking professional athlete. They're actually going to care about real shit. Like instead of the ESPYs, we should have the traffickers. And that whole award show is traffickers that they caught and killed. Shouldn't that be on ESPN? So when I saw not one, not two, but like 8, I didn't even look. And just in my feed, like 8 major Professional news outlets completely malign this movie, not say one positive thing, that the fact that they even made it and the subject was a subject that needs to be talked about. The fact that not even one of them said that, it made me want to go to their buildings and start smashing things. MSNBC, fuck you. That fucking place should be shut the fuck down. CNN, you're done. You're done. Fucking Guardian, all these places, fucking throw these things in the toilet. You're done, man. You are uncredible. All you do is act like you're a good people and you don't even talk about this shit. You are fucking bad, man. And problem is now you have me as an enemy. You have me. All of these people have me now. I'm the worst motherfucker to get in bed with this shit because I am fucking here. Okay? You know me. And I'm a purveyor of truth. I don't fucking suffer bad people. I don't hang out with them. I don't want them in around. I don't want them in my workspace or my life space. They need to be exposed and tossed. And that's what you preach. But yet you're not doing that here. And for the first time in my entire life, I said to myself, it just hit me. Like all this stupid shit that these fucking studios make and fucking streamers, all this dumb, stupid shit. No one cares about all of this shit. They only care about, there's only a few legacy hits within this shit. There's 39 fucking thousand titles of shit. Let's just say 300 things and 2 of them make a mark on society forever. Like they suck. A lot of shit sucks. And you're wasting money trying to just distract people. But making something good is not talked about enough. The Sound of Freedom's already made a mark than a lot more shit and will stay forever unless you wipe our minds. It will. The Sound of Freedom, I haven't even seen it, and I just know what it's about, and I know. What I'm trying to tell you is this. If this shit is really real and there's like a controlled, like, don't talk about this shit because, like, how all this shit's coming out with all the past shit with Balenciaga, weird shit, and Target, weird shit. If all of this shit is really being that shit, and all of this shit is put out to fucking fuck with your mind, and it's not just pure fun entertainment. It's like, no, there's a reason we're doing this, or there's a reason why we're killing this story, but promoting this one. If that is all real, and I have enough evidence, if I see enough evidence that it is, then my life will change forever. I will truly be a broken zealot because I've been a zealot for Hollywood. What is a zealot? And my life will then be, I must be a person that tries to put good in this world. I know this sounds like a lot, but it's simple. I'm not trying to be religious or fucking spirit. I'm just saying I will be a person that will only try to put good. A zealot is Malcolm X. I advise everyone to read Malcolm X or just read the one chapter. Zealots are the people that, they believe something so much. Religious zealots do it all the time that they'll do anything. They'll put their lives at risk for it. So, like, I believe in Hollywood and the ability to do this. I gave my life to it. I have. And I'm in a crossroads right now because I don't even think it's as important as it is just like talking about documentaries and sharing the most important information. Documentaries have always been more important to me than most movies, but there's amazing movies. Being truthful, I feel, in a world of hypocrisy is the most important thing. So read Malcolm X and you understand what I'm saying. Malcolm X hated white people. The book X, he talks about it. He hated white people. Martin Luther King tried to tell him the white man's not the devil. He said no. Malcolm X absolutely hated white people, said they were the cause of the root of everything bad that happened to the black man. And then when he went to jail, an inmate gave him a book or something, and he read something, and he said, like that. He was a zealot for his hatred of the white man. And overnight, his whole belief system changed. He read this book, and I forget what the book is, and he said it changed him, and he realized that the white man wasn't his enemy. Obviously, he had issues with the white man, and the white man caused a lot of pain, but something happened, and he said, I need to work with the white man to make my message more broad and heard. And he was assassinated not long after that. He was a zealot. And zealous behavior is good when it is used for good. But he felt duped. That's what it is. A zealot is somebody who's this all the way. And then I was a zealot for stand-up comedy in the sense that when I started, I waited in line. I signed up at the right open mics. I put my name in the hat. I did everything that you're supposed to do with the rules. And then when I went to my first big spot, I got bumped. And I was bumped by a bigger name. and I wasn't a name. I said, why'd I get bumped? And they said, he's on TV. You need credits. And I said, but that's not what it says when you sign up. It says, it changes all the time. And the fucking guy, I'll never forget his name, and he was rude. And I was so broken by that because I played the system fairly. And I said, okay, you want to see TV? Okay. And I fucking still did my stupid fucking stand-up open mics, and I started getting commercials like that, and every club wanted me. I was no better of a comic. But they're like, you on TV? That's a sellout. Do you understand? And then I said, I disrespected the whole system after that. I'm like, this isn't about comedy. This is about fame. This is about fucking fame. This isn't about comedy. You don't want funny people. You want famous people. And that parable can be used for a lot of things. And that's basically what it is an origin story. The Joker started with beliefs of goodness and the pain which was caused by him, by that happened to him, and he swore that he would ruin Gotham City. And I know that sounds like a fanboy thing, and I'm not even. But I'm talking about the Nolan Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker. It's an origin story. Blowing up that hospital. Fucking. And that's what I feel like is being created for me, an origin story. So I'm going to go see the movie. I'll talk about it. Make your own decisions. But I don't believe nobody no more. I only believe my own eyes and the peers I trust. Listen, the channel's going through some good stuff right now, so let's keep it going. Like, subscribe. Much love. Peace.